Hello and welcome to my algorithm science lab. Okay, so here you can always learn something very instructive all the time. Whenever you observe my lessons, there will be something to learn all the time. You might be stronger, but still you can always learn something, and you can improve a lot in your thinking methods. Okay, so here you can observe the position. Remember, observation is the key to progress in chess. Even if you have no idea in chess, it's okay, but you can always get stronger if you observe. Okay, through observation, you can actually make a lot of things like work for you. So that is the ultimate thing. You can build your strong foundation through observation. Okay, so that is the most important thing. If you want to progress in chess, you have to observe. Okay, okay. So let's say white attacks the pawn on d6. Now we will observe. Okay, how to deal these kind of threats. Okay, queen d6 is coming. So what can we do here first? So normally moves like rook d8 will protect the pawn. Okay, but if we play moves like rook d8, there's no problem, but we want to play for advantage here. Okay, so we need to add some power in the play. So the way to go is a6. Okay, so this is dynamic chess. We have to go like this because they are not castled. You can see white king is stuck in the center, right? So if we play some passive moves like this, they are going to castle and they will be okay, right? So what we need to do, we need to play stronger here, and we should not give them time to castle. Okay, so we need to create threats. Okay, so this is completely lost position for white, but still you need some perfect moves to score the full point. Now I'll just show you this bishop. You can see this bishop is very strong, and for them the dark square bishop is missing. Okay, so the dark squares are potential weakness, so you can attack them. So basically we'll play a6. Okay, so we want the knight to go back, then we can threaten on b2, right? So let's say they capture, they don't move back. Normally if they move, it's not difficult to see that queen b2 is coming. Okay, this wins on spot, so they have to take on d6, so they will attack the queen. Okay, and we need to retain the queen so that if the knight moves, we can take on b2. So the way to go here is, normally a lot of players think about knight or c6. That's fine, there's no problem. But if we play knight c6, what happens is they are not going to move the knight, because it's very clear if they move the knight, they are going to lose. Queen takes b2 is coming. So they will try to exchange this queen, because this queen is the one that attacks the b2, right? So they will try to exchange the queen. So they will hold for some time. They will just play queen to c7. Okay, so that's the point. So normally knight c6 works, but here it's not so impressive. Okay, so here there is a way to win. Can you spot it? Okay, so we have this bishop, right? This bishop is very strong. Usually we don't want to give this bishop, because if we give this bishop, we always have a feel that the king side is going to be weak somehow. Okay, but if we analyze correctly, we have to give up this bishop at some point, because we can gain some advantage, but we have to be more faster. Okay, there could be some weakness on the king side, but if we are more faster and if we attack their weakness even more faster, then our weakness is not a problem at all. Okay, so what we do is, first we take on c3. This is an instructive one. Bishop takes c3, check. Okay, so this bishop goes to c3 and gives a check. So they have only one option, because knight takes is not possible. Queen d6, queen is hanging, so therefore they have to. They have to take with the pawn. Okay, so let's say they take back with the pawn, and then the c3 is a vulnerable point. So what we can do, we can just play queen to a5, hitting the c3. So if the knight moves, we'll take. If the knight doesn't move, we are going to take the knight, right? So let's say they move the knight to a3. Okay, now we can take on c3. So king won't be able to move in the back rank because queen a1 is coming with the tempo. Also, they can't block with the queen. If they block, you can see quite a lot of pieces are hanging, right? So we can just take it. So queen c3. So therefore, they have to play king e2. Okay. So now we need to connect the rooks quickly, as soon as possible. Okay. Then we can attack them, right? So knight to c6, too strong. So now you see knight d4 is coming. If knight d4 comes, the connectivity between both the rooks will be broken, and we have chance to take the rook. Okay, so that is the main idea. So let's say they defend with rook h d1. Okay, now black to play. So we want to get the knight to d4, but they have more defenders, right? So we need to increase more attackers on this particular point. So how do we do that? Okay, rook a8 and fd8 is there. We can free some space around the king. So in future, we have chance to move the king. So this is more stronger. Okay, so the rook is coming to play now. You can see knight d4 is coming now. So let's say they move the queen to c5. They are protecting the knight. Okay, so first we need to play knight d4, pushing the king back. Okay, now you can see the queen is connected with the knight. So this looks good, and this looks like a obvious move. Like most of the players, they always play these kind of moves. Rook ac8. This is quite common. Okay, but we have something even more stronger. You see, this knight is attacking quite a lot of light squares. Quite a lot of light squares are weak for them. Okay, so they are holding few light squares, not much, few. Okay, so few light squares. So if one color gets weakened, you see, we need to like try to weaken more squares in that color. So already they are weak, so we add more pressure, they can become even more weak, right? So can you see what is coming here? How do you gain control over the light squares now? So h3, the way to go. See, attack. Okay, and you can see that if they take queen h3 is coming, right? So let's say if they take queen h3 is coming, which is too strong. Okay, so very strong. So let's say if they play something like this is going to be very weak for white, because this pawn can move. So they will play queen to f3. This is a very good one. So, and then you see they stop the mobility of the king. So king won't be able to hold the pawn because queen g2 is coming, and then we have h2, h1, non-stoppable, right? Okay, so let's say they don't weaken the pawn, and they play king to g1. Okay, so anyway, we need to weaken the squares now. So normally h takes g2 is really good. Okay, hg2 is very good because we have chance to go queen to h3 if they don't do anything, right? So this is very strong, and if they take, we can go queen f3. See, f2 is hanging. If they go king h2, we can take on f2, and if they go king f1, it's going to be a mate, right? So they have no mobility at all. So this will take remaining squares. So this is lost for them. And let's say they play king g1. Now we can continue our attack. Okay, So knight to e2. Now they have few options, king h2 or king f1. If they go king h2, how do you attack here? The knight and the queen combines very well, you know. So now we can shift the knight to f4. So once we shift the knight to f4, we have a threat, queen g2 or queen h3. So there's a mating threat. Either if they play rook g1, let's say either rook g1 or king g1, both leads to mate, right? So queen h3. See, they can defend only one square. Okay. So knight e2, and if the king goes to f1, now we have the very strong knight shift. So knight can go to g3 check. So if king goes to e1, we have queen to e2, leading to mate. And also, let's say, and also if king goes to g1, we have queen h1 checkmate. You see, the attack is very strong. So going back to this position, okay, hg2 is very strong, but we even have super strong moves. Okay, so knight to f3, this is also very strong. The point is, if they take, we have the chance to take, and then queen is coming there, right? So it's over. If they try king f1, h2, it's over. Even this is hanging, so a lot of threats. Okay, so knight f3, so they have to move to h1. Okay, now we can open the line. Okay, normally, see, normally, okay, rook d2 is too strong. Normally we can open the line. This is one way to go. Okay, I'll show another move. Rook d2. This rook, both the rooks are having very good coordination, and you know they won't be able to take the knight anyway in the future. If they take, queen f3 is coming, so that means the knight can stay there, no problem. And there's a coordination between these two rooks, the connectivity, right? So we can play rook d2. See, this knight is not going anywhere. Okay, no squares to go, and we can try to get the other rook to play. So basically we can go rook to d2. The coordination is too strong. You see, rook d2. The point is, the queen also can stay there itself. You see, rook d2. What I like about this move is rook d2. The point is, the queen also can stay there. If they try to attack you like rook a c1, so you can ignore this threat because the rook won't be able to move because this rook is hanging. You can add more power, bringing the a8 rook to d8, and then you're going to attack. You see, this is how it works. And if they move something like this, can you see what is coming? The back rank is weak, so we have to go queen c1, rook c1, and then rook to d1 check. So they take, we capture back. See, this is a back rank mate. So rook d2 is a very strong improvement. You see, so all the pieces are left there itself on the square. We are not moving anything. Okay, we are just building the position. Strong attack, and moves are super strong. Okay, so rook d2, right? So you see, the queen will stay there only. The knight will also stay there only. The rook will also stay there only. So we have rook a8 coming. Okay, so this knight has no future at all. So let's say they capture. G takes h3. Okay, now how do we continue the attack? Very instructive moment. So now we have a new weakness. Okay, so most like knight g5 you need to consider anyway. So knight d4, this is too strong. Why knight d4? Because this knight move blocks the connectivity of the queen, right? So queen won't be able to have access to the f2. So you see, the coordination very strong, and we are going to take on h3, and even they won't be able to take the rook also because we have a simple mate, queen h3, king g1, and then knight goes to f3. So that's a mate. So knight d4, very strong. So now they have to deal this threat. So let's say they play king g2. King g2, weak, very weak defense, because queen comes to f3 and then it's over. Nothing can be done, right? Okay, let's say they try king g1, last try. Okay, now how to break this position? We have more forces on the king side, and they have weakness. That you have to remember, they have weakness. Okay, they have weakness. We have more forces on their king side. So how to attack? Okay, and also you see, the main thing is that the queen is not able to connect, right? So rook takes f2, super strong, and it's over because king takes f2. We have queen f3 check. King won't be able to go to e1 because queen e2 is there. King has to go to g1. Now it's a beautiful mate, knight e2. The knight takes away both the dark squares, right? So king has to go here. We can take support from the knight, check, and king has only this light square, so it's over. You see, this is a very beautiful mate. Can you see that? Okay, so going back, so after rook f2 there's no defense basically. Rook f2, king f2 is over, and if they do nothing, we are going to enter there. For instance, let's say they capture this, and we have queen g3, and king has to go to h1, and then we have queen g2. Okay, so these are very instructive ideas. I recommend you to go through this over again and again, and you can learn something new. Okay, so thanks for watching. If you like our videos, you can subscribe to us. Okay, thank you, have a nice day.